one of those things where just nothing could go your way.
Yeah.
I mean, we weren't taking care of the ball. We weren't getting good shots. We weren't making any defensive plays. They were getting easy shots, out by the basket. So it was just one of those things.
What did you think of her Courtney's offensive effort there?
I mean, I'm always proud of the way she plays, whether she scores 15 or she scores 5. I mean, she's a huge, impact player for us, and I think I'm always proud of her, no matter how she does. She's always making big plays for us.
Chi, your overall thoughts on tonight and how this thing played out?
I thought we competed really well, and like Shannon said, down the stretch we kind of got out of our play a little bit. We started pushing it more, not pushing it more, but making turnovers, forcing things, and we got out of our style, which played into their hands, and that's when they made their little run, I think.
Did the pressure maybe get to you guys a little bit tonight in this environment playing Florida, or did things just happen to play out that way, do you think?
I think it just played out that way. I think, the crowd was great. I don't think that made us nervous. I think if anything that helped us.
Wrapping up that turnover with 8.7 seconds left, we were trying to pass to Griffin.
It was nothing. We were trying to get into a play. Chihil wasn't supposed to have the ball there, but she had to bring it up. So she's trying to get it into our play. So we were actually running the play for Chi. Chi was going to be coming off a flex cut action. So she had to get the ball out of her hands, and we didn't have a lot of time, and there was nobody open. So she's just trying to run the play that I had called. Unfortunately, it was in her hands when she's supposed to be the one receiving the pass. It just ended up being a bad break how we brought the ball up the floor. If anything, at that point when I saw it in the, I had such trust in Chi, I thought, hey, I'm all right with this. If I had it to do over again, I would have called a timeout so that we could have gotten people in the right positions. I didn't think we had a lot of time, and I thought maybe in a broken court we could still attack. So it was my fault. I should have called timeout and got everybody in the right spot so that we could have got the play that we wanted.
And speaking of Chihil, the three-pointer that brought within 1 point with about a minute and 31 left, really kind of broke a little bit of a drought y'all were going through. You feel pretty good about things at that time? She had a big grin as she was going back down the floor there.
Yeah, and in fact, we were actually going to run the same play for Chihil again because, they had a real big kid on her who was going to have a hard time getting through the screens. And I felt really good about, hey, that's something that we can run quickly. But as I said, I should have called timeout when she was bringing it up because the play is supposed to be for her. And we probably didn't have enough time to get it out of her hands, get it organized, and run it. There just wasn't enough time for that. So I should have called timeout and got something else.
When you were up 9, what do you think turned the momentum? Because it looked like at that time you were on the verge of maybe.
Yeah, we were playing pretty well to that point, and then when we're up 9, we had a couple turnovers, and they got in conversion like 3 or 4 times in a row where it was layup, and we were really trying to. I mean, we weren't even going for offensive rebounds that much. We were having 3 kids back, and they're fast, and they were hurting us when if we don't get a shot, we turn it over. They're too quick and have 2 minutes. They're too good with the ball for us to really stay in front of them. So. We needed to make sure that we didn't have any turnovers. We got a good shot every time down, and there was a couple possessions right in a row where they were out off and running, and all of a sudden 9 becomes 4, and then ultimately 0. So
This is tonight was Shannon's last game. If you would just kind of comment on her and what she's thinking of the program.
Shannon's one of the all-time great Eagles. I mean, the worst part about this is that she doesn't get another chance at winning this tournament. I really thought we had a team that was good enough to win it. I mean, this is a couple of years in a row where I thought we had a team that could win it. Not necessarily a favorite or anything, but if things broke right, we played well a few games in a row, that we could win the tournament. And obviously everybody knows she's all over our record book. She's meant so much to the program after 4 years. She means a great deal to me personally. I love that kid, and I'd say she'll be missed, but I know she'll be around. She'll be missed on the floor, but she'll still be here.
Hey, McNally didn't ever go anywhere.
She'll talk about Chicago, but she'll be right.
Hey, Carl, the play was 16.9 seconds left. They call a foul on Hansen on Bonds. It looked like a little bit of a late whistle and not a whole lot of contact there. I know you can't say too much, but how important was that play?
Well, I mean, that's a huge play.
Yeah.
Because you miss it, we got the ball, and we're going to the other end, and we got a chance to win the game. And now, to be honest, there's no way that I could see from the angle that I'm at, but, you know, the fans were going crazy, so I decided to trust our fans.
And speaking on that, you know, obviously we've talked a lot about the environment, the Lico Arena, but tonight's the first night for actually to sell this place out, standing room only tonight. Comment on that.
The fans were amazing. I mean, just a tremendous atmosphere. You know, we just feel really disappointed that we didn't come through for them because they came through for us. They showed up in numbers. They were loud. They were in the game from the beginning to the end. And you know, we would have liked to make one more play or two more plays to send everybody out of here celebrating and maybe come back here in a couple days. And you know, unfortunately, in this business, usually at the end of the year, I mean, you get in the tournament, you're so excited, you win a game in the tournament, you're so excited, and then, you know, losing is like 10 times harder than the excitement that you have from winning. I mean, it's emotionally draining every year to end when you think that you have a chance. And, you know, I feel bad that I couldn't come up with something, you know, to help our whole team and these two kids win and keep playing. I just didn't have the answers tonight.
Coach, in a game this close, what was the difference, you think, if you can pinpoint?
Well, you know, we didn't get nearly as many good shots in the second half. You know, our offensive movement wasn't as good. We were a little stagnant. And then they were able to get the ball inside a lot more in the second half, and we didn't rebound as well. You know, whenever you're playing a team that's that much bigger and that much faster than you, you tend to physically wear down. It's like in a football game when a team has a huge offensive line. You know, in 3 quarters you stick with them, and then the 4th quarter they control the game because you've expended so much energy to get where you are. Now that's not to say we couldn't have won this game. We obviously could have, but you know, our kids expended a heck of a lot of energy to that point, and you know, we wish we could have just reached down and you know, I wish I could have came up with something that would have worked at the end, but it's not to be today.
Well, I'll tell you what, Carl, just to reflect on the season for a minute, if you would. I don't think losing Lyles and McNally, I think you probably would have taken 28 before. You know, I mean, just your thoughts on this season and how it played out.
You know, it's been a tremendous surprise to me how successful this team was. You know, a lot of it goes to, you know, just our team being willing to battle. I mean, there was a time where, you know, I didn't think our practice effort was all that great, and then we'd get in games, and it's like, wow, this team has something. I can't even put my finger on it, but when they want to play, they can play. And, you know, the kids that, you know, everybody's had to step up and do something, you know, either banged up or, you know, Chihil coming back so quickly from her injury and then moving out of position because we were so short-handed inside. It's those types of sacrifices that everybody's willing to make that make us successful. And I mean, I appreciate all the sacrifices and effort these players have made. And yeah, I'm surprised. You know, at the end of the year, I'm not surprised. I knew we were a good team. And you know, after the regular season was over, we had a week of practice. I thought we got a lot better, and that's when I thought, hey, maybe this team has a chance. And you know, it's just hard right now. I mean, it's hard for all of us.
Chi, if you would you comment on that, your season? Nobody really saw this coming, I don't think. Well, most people didn't see this coming. Maybe you guys
Yeah,
did.
I don't think we saw it either.
Okay.
But it was a pleasant surprise, and I wouldn't have traded this team for anything. Like, the girls on this team, we all got along so well, and it was fun to play with them.
What do you think it was that clicked in with you guys? So, you know, frankly, pretty quickly replacing a couple of starters and stuff.
I mean, I've never been on a team where everybody's gotten along so well, to be honest with you. Like, you could go to anybody's room or hang out with anybody, and you always had a good time, and that chemistry was undeniable. Like, you could see it on the court, off the court. We were best friends.
Shannon, would you address that, please? Are you okay?
Yeah, I agree with her. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to end my season with any other team. So, career. Everything was a good year.
Is that what makes it tough too, when you see this sellout crowd and you guys on the verge of winning?
Yeah, I mean, I knew that this team, I mean, we have fought through injuries. I mean, I think all 5 starters were in, they're always in the training room, and, you know, we play through pain, and, I mean, we would put our bodies on the line for each other, and, you know, it was hard for me to leave the court.
Coach, disappointing to see the home winning streak go.
Well, I mean, it's just, I never really thought about the streak that much. I get asked about it all the time, and that's the only time I really think about it. I mean, the whole point of today was to beat Florida and move on. And, you know, the streak, you know, it's over, but to say it, you know, our 4 years here to have a streak that's right behind Connecticut and Stanford, I mean, during our transition, I think that's a pretty amazing accomplishment these ladies have had to be in the postseason 4 straight years. That's something that no team through a transition period has ever had. I don't know how many teams from our conference has won NIT games, but we've done it 3 out of 4 years. That's something pretty special that these kids have done. And, you know, for 4 straight years, we've beaten every team in our conference all 4 years. Like, we beat them at least once all 4 years, which is a pretty amazing accomplishment that all 4 years you would beat every single team in your conference. So, you know, while Shannon's been here and Chihil the last 3 years, they've accomplished some great things. You know, to move past the second round would have been something special as well, because I think we could have, and I think they would have kept putting games here with this kind of atmosphere, and we would have had a chance to move on.